Hey, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us for today's My Expert live webinar. My name is Jared Barbosa, and I'm kind of the testing guy here. I do a lot of testing here at HPN, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm excited. We're talking about, and I think you can see it if you swipe, we're talking about making money with mugs. Of course, featuring the new Sublecraft drink, where we're going to get to that in a minute. But really, we are talking about making money with mugs. It's very exciting. It's a really fun topic. So mostly we're going to be sharing lots of valuable information to help you make money with your sublimation mugs. It's very important. If you're not making money, then us here at Heat Press Nation, then we're not making money either. So it's actually very important to us that you are successful in your business. If you're watching a replay of this, which this will be replayed on YouTube, you are welcome to comment below your questions. So if you want to comment a question, don't worry, we still monitor our comments on YouTube after this live. We're live right now, but even when it's not live, we'll still be answering questions. So today we're talking about making money with mugs. And the first thing I do want to say is that there's no single magic key to unlocking profits in your business. There really isn't. Some people will say, well, you need this. I guess if there was one, it would just be like hard work. But I know a lot of hardworking people who fail in other areas that I'm going to be talking about today, and their mug businesses suck, and they're hardworking. And so it's like there's really no single key. Businesses are like living things in the sense that they live, they die, they're dynamic. Like if you said like what's more important, the heart or the brain? Well, without the heart, the brain has no blood. Without the brain, nothing can control your body. So like you can't say, oh, hard work or innovation. Like no. Like there really are different pieces that work together. And like a healthy body, hopefully your brain works and your heart works, and that helps. Those are the main parts, to help get the rest of your body working. So that means you're healthy, and healthy businesses grow. If your business, and there are ebbs and flows. So I'm not like, if you're having a bad month or bad season, whatever, we're not shaming anybody. But in general, healthy businesses, if you add up all the ebbs and flows, it should be an upward trend. And that's what we're going to talk about. There's several different pieces here that we're going to be covering today to help make sure that you are successful in your new mug business. By the way, if you already have an established mug business and you've been a little stagnant, keep tuning in. But I think a lot of this information is very helpful, especially if you're new to a mug business or you're trying to get started in mugs. Some of the most important parts of your new mug business. Now, notice that I just said some, because I guarantee you there's somebody out there and you're like, well, you didn't mention this. I know. We have, if you're talking about the human body, you have the brain and the heart, and I don't know. If you don't mention one of the body parts, the rest will get bad. I don't know. These are just some that I felt were very relevant, especially considering new mug businesses or mug businesses that want new business. So these are just some of them. We have artwork, product, marketing, network, pricing, target market management, and data tracking. Some of these I'm going to cover more than others today. So just stay tuned. Now, I will say this. This whole webinar had a different title and a different name, and it was going to call the reasons why you're not making with your mugs, or why do you suck. This is the rejected version of that slide. Top reasons why you're not making money with your mugs. Your artwork sucks, your product sucks, your marketing. I didn't want to be too attacky, so this got rejected. If you're seeing that on screen, that got rejected, because we're not trying to attack anybody, we're trying to help people. So we're going to start off with artwork, and this is probably the most important thing, because nobody wants an ugly mug. Nobody wants an ugly mug. At the end of the day, you have to have a quality product, and I know product's next. At the end of the day, what you're making, people, they should want to use it. If it's ugly, no one's going to want to use it. So at the very core of your business, you have to have an attractive product. Even maybe you're like, oh, well, this mug is I only charge $3. It's a discount mug. I don't think anyone's that desperate for a mug to where they're going to get an ugly one because it costs $3. I don't think, maybe prove me wrong, but nobody wants an ugly mug, period. If you're selling your own graphics, make sure that they're good. You really want, especially if you're your own business, right? You have your own graphics, so you're not making things for other people. You're selling your own art on your own mugs. Make sure it's good. Make sure it's good. It's a tough conversation, like, so you don't want to ask. It's funny, unless some people have really honest spouses. Some spouses are just, they're so supportive, they may not tell you the truth. So find somebody who's going to tell you the truth and be like, yo, is this mug ugly? Does this mug suck? And be prepared, for that answer. Best place to learn Photoshop is YouTube. YouTube has tons of tutorials. We have like 3 on the Heat Press Nation YouTube channel, and they are all based on sublimation, on how to create your own templates, etc. But yeah, YouTube is the way to go. But yeah, nobody wants an ugly mug. You definitely want to learn Photoshop, and you want to source your artwork responsibly. That means not stealing from Google Images. All right, stop it, stop it. No, it's just important. It's important because you, as a creator, you would not want your stuff stolen. And you might think, oh, well, Coca-Cola can afford to lose some money to me. I'm just a little guy. If it's wrong, then it's wrong. I mean, if you get caught or don't, that shouldn't determine whether something is not right. I'm a firm believer that you reap what you sow. You guys can call it whatever you want. But yeah. Anyways, next slide. This is an example of bad artwork. Now, some of you guys might be seeing this and you say, hey, that's actually a nice mug. No, it's not. And I'll tell you why it's not a nice mug. And if you see me like looking away, I'm looking at my side monitor. This font is boring. First of all, that's like Arial bold. It's boring. The placement's weird. Also the picture, like, it's not centered. Like the person there, like when you hold up the mug, you're like barely seeing her face. Even at any angle, look, she's not centered on any main angle of the mug. Also, the photo's blurry. It's blurry because somebody sent a screenshot of a Facebook post from their phone, and that happens sometimes. So yeah, so this is garbage artwork in my opinion. I don't like it. Nothing is compelling. It's not very thoughtful. It's literally like if somebody said, hey, can you put this picture and these words on a mug for me? And you spent 2 minutes doing it. So that's, in my opinion, that's cheap, garbage artwork. This is a little more thoughtful. And I'll tell you why it's a little more thoughtful. First of all, now I didn't design this, but I went on Shutterstock. We have a subscription, so this is legitimately licensed. And yeah, so that's cuter. That's nicer. That's much more attractive than the other garbage that I was showing you. And the artwork has been cropped to fit. It looks cute. The subject is centered on the face of the mug. So when I'm drinking the mug, if I'm holding it with my right hand, I get to see my graduate. And if I'm holding it with my left hand, then everybody gets to see my graduate. And if you really want, and we're going to talk about adding value later, but if you really want to add value, you can even ask, would you like this mug right-handed or left-handed? Very cool. And this is not even amazing artwork. This is just better. It's funny. Like, this is not, like, I don't consider this to be like super fantastic. It's just better. It's nicer. It's more thoughtful. This is like entry level for, does my artwork suck? The next thing I do want to mention is take time to hone your craft. Everybody who's asking questions about what colors to use and how to send it and that's perfect. You're in the right place. We also have a Facebook group that's really helpful if you have questions like that. And it's not just our Facebook group. There's lots of other sublimation Facebook groups out there. You want to join those. You really do want to be in them. You guys are doing a great, you're here in a webinar learning on how to hone your craft. So take time. You also really want to give yourself extra time and materials to practice. Don't practice on your first order. Somebody orders a case of mugs and you order a case of mugs and you expect to get it right on your first try. You're going to hurt yourself. So make sure you give yourself extra time and materials to practice. Personally, I like having a dozen mugs on hand at any given time, whether I need, so I can have extras, so I can practice, test press, etc. You definitely just want to give yourself that freedom. And the last thing I'll say about artwork and product, making sure you actually have a good item to present to your people, your customers, is that your work does not come with a disclaimer. So like if you make a crappy mug, sorry, pardon my language, if you make a terrible mug, um, like, and people see, they're just this, I think this is a good mug. This is a cool product, solid artwork. If you know, it's kind of generic, but that's fine. Um, if this was faded and cracked and ugly and garbage, people see me drinking out of a garbage mug, they're not gonna think, oh man, I bet whoever made that mug was really stressed out. You know, on the screen, you know, the people who see your product in public, they do not care. They don't care 1 ounce if you were in between dinner and caring for your sick pet and, you know, finishing your finals, working on your finals, studying for finals. Like nobody cares. If it sucks, then it sucks. All right. And I feel really bad saying that, but like we have to just get that out there. Is that you're there's no disclaimer. People aren't going to say, "Hey, can I see the bottom of that mug for a disclaimer? This mug was made while I was really busy. Be grateful." Doesn't work like that. You either have an awesome product or you don't. So I really want to encourage you to make it an awesome product. When people see your mug, they're going to be like, "Dude, that's a dope mug. Where'd you get it?" That's what you want people saying when they see your products out in the wild, out in public. Here's kind of like this is like, is this a hobby or is this a business? Because now we're getting into marketing. So you want to, the first thing that's important about marketing is you got to know your strengths and limits. And when I say marketing, I don't necessarily mean like your ads. You don't immediately have to jump into ads. In fact, I don't think I mention ads in here because it's not 100% necessary. Um, and there's a whole lot more to marketing than just running online ads. Like there really is. I think it's so much deeper than that, even though that's a really important part. You got to know your strengths and limits. So marketing, what are you advertising to your customers? Like what's your hook? How are you even getting new leads and new customers? You got to know your strengths and limits. And one of the big ones for mugs is you probably can't battle the big boys on price. If you go to I forget the website. There's a website that mass produces mugs, um, and they're cheap. They're dirt cheap, man. They're they're really cheap. Now, what they don't do, and I'm not sure how they even make their mugs. I think they screen print their mugs. I'm not 100% sure. There's a big online company that mass produces custom mugs, but they have color limitations. You don't. Sublimation, there's no color limitations. You could print whatever the heck you want. Um, so where you can't touch them on price. If somebody has a single color image, they probably should go to those big online retailers. But people want pictures, man. People want their grandkids on mugs. They want their pets on mugs, you know. So you can't touch them on price, but they cannot touch your turnaround times for your local customers. Um, I've checked several times on how much it costs to run them and how much time and how much shipping and stuff. And then once you add it up, it is cheaper. But dude, I don't want to wait. Nobody in the age of Amazon, nobody wants to wait 2 weeks for their order. Um, so they can't touch your turnaround times for your local customers, and they cannot touch your pickup. If you offer free pickup for local customers, dude, you know how expensive it is to ship mugs? The fact that Heat Press Nation sends you your mugs with free shipping blows my mind. Mugs are very expensive to ship. So if you're not cheaper, which you're probably not, make sure you're faster and nicer. Customer service is a part of your marketing. Fight me on that one. Customer service is such a big part of your marketing because you're going to be relying so hard on word of mouth, especially in the beginning. Make sure you're under promising and over delivering. Under promise, over deliver. Tell your customers it'll be 4 days. Finish it in 2. But don't tell them 2 days because then they're going to expect 2 days. Tell them 4, finish in 2. Surprise them, wow them. Word of mouth is, especially when you're just starting up, it's gigantic for your mug business. The other thing, and this is, I'm going to like speed through the rest of this, but this is the last thing I do want to take time on, is creating value. What does that mean, creating value? Again, your mug is probably not cheaper than the big mass produced online mug people. So you have to find other things to create value. Like, head to head, you have these two mugs. They're the exact same mug, but this mug, you offered custom designs versus they had to pick from, or they had to design their own mug. A lot of people suck at designing. That's why their mugs look like the one that I showed you. Uh, so you're offering free designs. Oh, sorry, I will read this one verbatim. Offer free designs from your choice of template that you've created. Every Christmas, I sell ornaments, Christmas ornaments, and I do not let anybody provide their own artwork. I do not. If they want those, or I'll just charge them an extravagant price. It does two things. It streamlines my process and it provides value because most people suck at designing. And so they see my really good designs and they're like, oh, dude, yeah, give me that one. That's cool. So you want to offer your customers value. So with your mugs, you want to have pre-made templates, advertised, maybe put some digital mock-ups on your site or whatever. And all you do, they're just gonna say, hey, what do you want it to say on one side? And then give me a picture for the other side. Boom. It's so easy. You just swap those in. It takes just a few minutes to design, to edit your template. So your process is streamlined and your customers are happy because your designs look 10 times better than theirs. Other ways to create value. Now, here's what I do want to say. This Christmas, all the shipping is going to be delayed. So you don't ever want to promise people it'll arrive by a certain time. But what you can control is when it will ship by. So if you want to add value, say, hey, ships within 24 hours. People are going to be like, whoa, it ships within 24. It just sounds fast. Most people ship within 24 hours, but it sounds fast. Like, whoa, it ships within 24 hours. So it adds value to the product, especially when they go to those big websites that are cheaper and see ships in 5 to 7 business days, and they get grossed. Nobody wants to wait 5 to 7 business days right now. Another thing you can do is if you're already charging for shipping, which you should, because mugs are not cheap to ship, offer a free priority upgrade. Like, hey, show them hey, this shipping costs this much, and it's USPS, whatever the basic cheap one is. So charge them for shipping. If you're using something like Pirate Ship, the priority upgrade is only going to be another $1 or $2. If you can afford to stomach that cost, offer a free priority upgrade or a free expedited upgrade. That's huge. To again, when you compare, like you can't beat the big online vendors on price. So you're going to add value. You're going to say, hey, I have cool designs. Hey, I am shipping within 24 hours and I'm going to give you a free priority upgrade. So now the value proposition of your mug is nicer than, oh, I have to submit my own crummy designs and 5 to 7 business days. Ugh. So you're adding value to your product. Premium mug choices, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later, they do make you stand out. This is a glitter gradient. This is sublimation. Now, this particular mug it works best with like single color designs, like what you're saying here. But dude, glitter gradient, this is freaking cool, man. Heck yeah. So even if people don't buy this, just seeing that you offer it, it makes you look like you're bigger and you're badder and you're cooler than you actually are, or that you really are. I mean, whatever. So premium mug choices, like you just want to add value to whatever it is that you're offering. I'm going to kind of breeze through these. You guys are going to get the notes. But network, one thing that's going to keep you from making money with your mugs is not taking advantage of your network. You have a personal network, which is people that you know in real life. And I'm speeding up a little bit because, I talk a lot and I do want to get to all your questions. So your personal network, the easiest way, and in fact, the way my t-shirt business launched was I made a t-shirt for myself and I posted it on my Instagram. I kind of knew what I was doing, but kind of not. I posted it on my Instagram and I was like, and I just posted it, like, not like, hey, what do you think? It was just like new shirt new shirt, right? And it got like a really great response. A lot of my friends were like, dude, how can I get one? Like, that's really cool. And so I was like, okay, people like this. Let's see if anyone's willing to buy it. So then later on, I think it was the next day, I posted like, hey, I'm selling this t-shirt. DM me if you want to buy one, $15. Dude, I started getting so many DMs that I had to open up an online shop like within 2 days because a lot of people wanted to buy the shirt. And that's how I got started with my shirt business. So make a killer mug for yourself and take it to the office, take it to wherever you're working. wherever you're interacting with people in real life, take it to the coffee shop. Uh, you know, give mugs to everybody you know that is an influencer, and not like a social media influencer, but like if they have influence in their office or in their wherever. I have listed here, get involved at your local school, church, Rotary Club, bowling league, etc. Anywhere that you're interacting with other people, even if they don't have businesses per se, they might know somebody. A lot of my business is word of mouth. People will say, when they need a t-shirt, they'll ask friends like, "Hey, who printed those shirts for you for your kids group or your school?" And then they'll say, "Oh yeah, my friend Jared. I have a website for my t-shirt business, my printing business." Um, and I have gotten zero. The only reason why I have that is so I can just send people my pricing. Hey, and it makes me look legit. A website does make you look legit. If you're really low on leads, you don't have any solid leads, go around, like go to the businesses that you frequent, that you see in your town and your city, and ask them like, "Hey, would you like a no strings attached free sample?" And you want to be smart with it, like obviously like coffee shops, um, restaurants, the cool hangouts. And then we have lots of blanks. It's not just mugs. Maybe local businesses, photographers. You want to hit up your photographers like, "Hey, can I get you a free sample of this mug?" Weddings are coming back. Weddings are going to be huge this year and next year, Lord willing, because everybody has been putting off their weddings since the pandemic began, and they're ready to just get married. And so, like these frosted mason jars, it has a lid, and we're going to make one at the end today. These are huge, man. So talk to like people who are in the wedding business. Offer them a free sample. It's an investment for you. That's your marketing budget is now making samples. This Christmas, everybody who owns a business is getting a free mug from you. And then your social network, post pictures, learn to take good pictures of your products. That I cannot stress how important that is. And in fact, there are tons of webinars and YouTube videos on how to take good pictures of your products. I'm not going to dive into that because it's such a big subject, and there's better people than me at taking product photos. So, literally go to YouTube and type how to take good product photos with my phone. Guaranteed you're going to get some good stuff. Make sure you're doing the basics. And again, like I wish I had enough time to give you like a social media webinar, and maybe in the future we will. But for now, there's so much great content on YouTube on how to tackle social media and use it to your advantage as a small business owner. Don't leave any stone unturned, and you definitely don't want to leave the social media stone unturned. So pricing, stop paying. If you're not making money with your mugs, you're like, "Hey, I have lots of orders, but like, why do I not have any money? Why don't I have anything to show for it?" You got to stop paying yourself minimum wage, man. It's gonna be real. You need to know, and to do that, you need to know your true cost to produce. Add up every last thing that goes into your mug. How much are you spending on the paper? What's your average, per print? By the way, the average mug print, if you're counting the ink costs, I usually budget for 35 cents. But like this one, it's not a full coverage print. This is probably closer to a nickel or a dime. But every time I'm adding up, I imagine 35 cents. It's an overestimate, so that way I have enough money in the bank when it comes time to buy new ink cartridges. So I don't pay for my ink, my customers do, right? Anyways, so know your true cost to produce. How much did the blank cost you with tax? With like, how much did all of this cost you? And then even if you're a one-person operation, always add labor costs. Set your wage. How much do you want to be making off this business? How much time does it take you to turn on the press? Like, so you definitely need to factor every last little thing into your pricing, and don't ever discount lower than your cost to produce. Whether it's family, friends, maybe you're really desperate for a sale. As long as you've calculated your labor cost, well, at least you're not losing money or losing time. At least you got paid for your time. So that's one thing. Discount prices do attract discount customers. Now, there's nothing wrong with saving a buck. And then this part I will read verbatim because this one came from my heart. There's this weird phenomenon where people who demand the lowest prices also demand the most from you. They want changes. Oh, changes kill me. They want to change the artwork, change their quantity. They thought they were going to order a full case. Now they just want a dozen, but they want to still pay the full case price. They're going to want changes in the payment schedule. Hey, I know you said to pay up front, but can I just pay you $40 for this case of mugs and then pay you the rest when they're done? And it's always the people you give the biggest discounts to. That's just how it rolls. On the other side, some people who are looking for a quality product, if they see your pricing is like way low, like at the bottom, it's kind of a turnoff. You're like, why are these mugs so cheap? They probably suck, you know. And that's just how humans think when it comes to pricing. So you want to be considerate with your pricing. You don't want to discount too deep, or if you are going to discount, show them the regular full price and then put sale 10% off, like 20%. You know, make sure you're showing that real full price, so that way if you are going to discount your mugs, show the full price and then the sale price, so people, they don't devalue the mugs in their head. And if you know, I saw this in the group the other day, someone says, all my customers haggle me, and I'm like, man, you have cheap customers. If you know your customers are going to haggle you, charge them the full price and then say, okay, fine. You talked me down. I'll give you a 10% discount. And then itemize the discount on the invoice, because then the next time they're going to want the same. And, you know, they're going to assume, oh, this is the new low price. And then they're going to try to haggle you from your lowered price. And that's going to be terrible. So you want to, if you are going to do that, if you know they're going to haggle you, set a higher price and then just, so your price is here, raise it, and then discount it back to your regular price and itemize the discount on the invoice. So when I do that on my invoices, I show the full price, and then right before the, you know, right before the final total, I'll just put discount X%. And that's how I give my discounts. That works for family too. Don't let your family and your friends devalue what you do. If you are going to give them a discount, show them the full price of what it costs to do what you do, and then itemize your discount so they could know, like, oh wow, man, my brother, he just discounted me like $100 on this deal. I appreciate that, you know. So make sure you're itemizing your discounts, please. This one is really quick. To your target market, you have to know who you're targeting. Otherwise, you have to know where you're aiming. Otherwise, you're gonna miss. So I love this quote from Stan Banks, aka T-shirt Side Hustle. Great dude. His big thing is niches bring riches. And I know some people say niches. Dude, look at me. I mean, come on. I dropped out of community college twice. All right. So I say niches because it rhymes with riches. So niches bring riches. And that's so true. Like you can't please everybody. So instead of missing out on all the business because you're trying to appeal to everybody, find out who you appeal to, man. If you appeal to grandmas who want pictures of their grandkids on the mugs, dude, is their money any better or worse than anybody else's money? No. If you're, you know, you have a really cool template for dog lovers, you know, it has a cool puppy background and they could put their image, whatever, appeal to the dog people. But whatever you're going to do, you know, you want to target people and then be ready to pivot, which is point number 2. Plan as best you can and be ready to pivot and grow. Your audience is going to let you know what they love, and they're going to let you know by what they purchase, which is why it's important to have, for the love of God, don't have just one item in your online store. Offer a variety. If for this reason, you got to know what people like, and you're going to be surprised at what people like. In my t-shirt shop, I was blown away. I have this dumb shirt, and I don't want to give it away because you guys are going to steal my ideas. But the shirt that I thought was the dumbest ended up selling the most last Christmas, and I was blown away. I was like, oh, cool. This other shirt that I spent forever designing and creating and blah blah blah, like nobody cared about that shirt, and I was kind of hurt. So, you know, grow some thick skin and be ready to let your customers tell you what they want. This last slide is very important, but there's so much information from more qualified professionals than me. This next slide is really just me telling you what you should be researching, and please find some great people to help you out. Management and data tracking. These data tracking sounds like a big scary tech word. It's not. The first point though, don't let the tax man hurt you. Get your reseller's certificate so you could charge and remit sales tax as necessary. The good thing about using most online websites now, like Etsy and Big Cartel is that they are going to charge, or they say remit, they're going to charge and remit sales tax for you. So you no longer have to worry about reporting your sales tax anymore, paying it separately, talking to your local BOE or whatever. Like, no, they handle it for you. It's beautiful. So if you have your sales tax, your reseller certificate, which varies from state and county. So I can't tell you anyways how to get your reseller certificate. Google it. How to get reseller certificate type in your city and state, and the internet will help you. Reseller certificates are great because then you don't have to pay sales tax on these puppies. It's true. So and there's a process for that on our website. If you need help, you can call us at 800-215-0894. Once again, 800-215-0894. Call Heat Press Nation for assistance with getting submitting your reseller certificate. We cannot refund any past paid sales tax, so don't ask. But for future purchases, yeah, no sales tax on these. So the price you see on the website, because remember, these ship for free. So that price is the price you pay. And then when you sell these on Etsy or wherever, Etsy will charge the sales tax. I think Etsy does. I know Big Cartel does. Most of them do now. They'll charge sales tax for you, which is really, really helpful. Report your income. Be honest, guys. And also, when you report your income, you can report your expenses. So it helps. But it's just good to be on the up and up. Be ethical, man. Be honest. Be good. Yeah, I shouldn't have to explain that. Know what's going on under your own roof. Keep and organize all of your data, which is not just expenses and income, but like you want to keep track. And the good thing about using sites like Etsy and Big Cartel, Shopify, etc., is that they track all this data for you, and they organize it into nice little reports that you can download. So you know, like, oh, dude, this style mug kicked butt on this one, and then you could be like me and be like, I thought this one sucked, but everybody loves it, and I put so much time into this one, and nobody liked it. You have to keep track of all your data, and on there, these are just a couple things, but like inventory, number of items sold, customer location, average sale amount, and so much more. Again, that's a whole other webinar. There's probably people who've done it way better than I can, so go watch them on YouTube. Google Sheets is the absolute bare minimum. If you are not using Google Sheets at minimum to track everything, please do it. Please start recording all of your sales and everything. It's just really helpful. Otherwise, you're going to be losing money, and you're just not going to know. Oh, why do I have an extra $40 in my account? I don't know. Or when it comes time to renew your Big Daddy URL or your website, it's going to come out and you're not going to know. You have to keep track of your stuff. The last thing I'll say on this is you can't grow what you cannot see. You can't grow it. If you're not keeping track of it, it's going to be very hard to grow it. You don't know how many sales per month you're getting. It's going to be hard to boost that number. So, and this was going to be my big finale, but I'm like way over time right now. So I hope you guys forgive me. Sometimes you got to spice things up. We just launched brand new mug products here on heatpressnation.com. From the left, I'll just talk about these real quick, and then I'll show you. Like this one, and some of them are simple. Like this has a silver plated handle, which just looks cool. I already showed you guys this one, and you've seen this one. This mason jar is dope, by the way. This one, you can't see it, but it has like a silver glitter inside. So the whole inside of the mug has silver glitter. New products are a fantastic way to get attention on old products. People come to see your new stuff, and then they're curious about your old stuff. So it's always good to offer new products. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for joining me today. Feel free to write this down. Jared Barbosa, that's me. If you want to hit me up on the social medias, by all means, go for it. That's my email address, jared@heatpressnation.com. You're welcome. If I didn't get to your question here, email me, hit me up. You can even ask in the Facebook group that I just linked to. If you want to find me on social media, I'm just going to warn you, I don't do a lot of t-shirt stuff on my social media. So you're not going to find a lot of Heat Press Nation content. Sometimes I do post stuff about t-shirts, but not as much as you would think. Okay, well, I really appreciate you guys so much for joining me. Thank you. My contact info is there right on screen. So we're ending now. So write down that email address if you haven't done so already. Feel free to hit me up with any questions. But again, thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you around. You can watch the replay of this. There's going to be a link sent to you automatically within like 2 hours, I think. But yeah, you could watch the replay. It's going to be heat.press/webinar replay. You guys are going to get links if you want to rewatch this. If you want to rewatch this, if you want to see an edited version that cuts a lot of the extra talking and just gets straight to the meat and potatoes, that'll be on YouTube within about a week or so. Give our friends time to edit that. Okay. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great weekend.